from the BX and welcome back to today's program. We already see we're gonna be talking about a few things, and of course, we're gonna be talking about. We're gonna be going down the beast rabbit hole, guys. I didn't want to do this at all. I did not want to do this, but it seems that there's a lot of things going on. So we're gonna have to. We have no choice. We have to cover the facts. We can't be the only channel that doesn't cover things. You know what I'm saying? Because we want to be respectful. We have to cover the facts. And so far, the facts are that we might not be having any other facts, but as the facts emerge, we will be having more things to add to the roster. So, that being said, we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Chi Challenge reaction videos. And today we are going to be reacting to gaming. Unlock this. Let's duplicate this. And paste the duplicate. Where's the duplicate? Ooh. Okay, this would be the duplicate. No. Ooh, this would be the duplicate. Ooh. Oh, the duplicate's up here. Never mind, guys. So we will grab the duplicate. And we're going to write, you save changes you want to keep them call. The unsafe changes you want to keep them. Discard them. Save them. Okay, so here we're going to put reaction. And that's going to be the title for this. And the other one that says gaming, we're going to go ahead and, that's perfect. And what we're going to do here is rename this so we can know it's the gaming, it's the reaction. There we go. Now we're all set. Okay, guys. Like I was saying, we were getting ready to launch the Beast. There's a guy named Stucky. He put the guy that got fired. Guy that got fired says it got worse for MrBeast 23 hours ago. Okay, guys, I guess this is where we're gonna start. Let's go ahead and add that to the MrBeast playlist, MrBeast files, and let's get right into it, guys. Let me go ahead and bring that up for you, and as you can see, where we at? MrBeast files right here. Okay, guys, so these are the Beast files, and as you can see, I have them on my wait, hold on, let me make this page look better for you guys, because this looks a little croppy. A little croppy. It's croppy. Center the screen, fit the screen, stretch the screen. Oh, that was stretch the screen already. So I guess we're gonna fit the screen then. Sorry guys if I take so long. Big procrastinator. I practice every day. Fit the screen. Oh, it did nothing. Anyway, let's get right to it, guys. So, where did I go with that? Where did I go with that? I get easily distracted when I think I know what I'm gonna do. Oh, here we go. All right, so here are the Beast files.
I'd use better. I'm clearly not on the level Dogpack 404 is.
Oh,
Sorry for
shut up.
going
This guy
schizo
right here.
again, but mods delete.
We're gonna get into this guy here. We're gonna get into this guy here, but not right now.
It's been a little while since I looked in on the MrBeast drama since we did the Chris Titan thread.
Wait, cause I don't know why I'm not hearing that. Out the audio check. In from the zoom out through the external headphones. All right. Let's see how that sounds now.
I wonder how Dogpack 404's coverage on the topic is going.
This
I was also going to come out about the Chris stuff.
This guy right here is a cloud. Not Dogpack. Dogpack.
I see a lot of people saying like, "Oh, if you knew, why didn't you come forward? Why didn't you go to the authority?"
He's the guy who brought the information to us, so we can't crucify the messenger. He's just a messenger. However, the guy named Copenseef, he never worked for MrBeast. He never worked for Beast. He never did anything of a such. Never even been to the Beast compound. Doesn't know where it is. Doesn't have the address. Doesn't have any of the answers. But he has a lot of opinions about Dogpack. And that's where the problem begins, you know? Because I think that to give an opinion, you should have some kind of knowledge. And this guy here is just talking because he likes the views. So, anyway, let's get right back into that. Oh,
well, I'm
gonna let you guys see a little bit of this because this is not what we want to watch. What I want to watch is, I want to watch those new videos. The one that Cam Nugget put up, which is 23 hours ago. And then there's another one who's actually...
Well, guys, it's a new day, which means a new former...
Yeah, well, hold on, Cam Nugget. Wait 1 second, boy. Of course, I check something real quick first. Man. Where are my playlists? Here they are. Where is the Beast files? MrBeast files. These are all my playlists, by the way. So sorry, I hoard videos. I hoard a lot of videos. Cause I save a video for everything, even if I'm not gonna do it. I'll save it anyway because I'm like, well, just in case I get bored and I want to try something, I don't know, I might try that.
Imagine crying about working 1 extra hour per day. Also, homeboys crying about working 45 hours a week. I worked 50 hours a week at a donut shop in high school. No wonder Jimmy...
Why is it that people give those stupid opinions? Like, oh, he doesn't want to work. Like, I don't want to work. You gonna come after me? I don't like to work, buddy. It's just not in my nature. Alright, so the most recent one is 23 hours ago. That was the one that was by Stucky. And then that's the guy that we were just hearing talking shit. And then we got Cam Nugget. And he's talking shit too. His shit was 3 days ago. And then we got this one by Echoes of Above. That was 2 days ago. I wanted... Where is that girl with the surprise girl? The surprise girl. Where is she? She's the one that we need to go check out. She has some... What's her name? BJ Investigates. So BJ Investigates put MrBeast, the Jake Weddle interview. The Jake Weddle interview. I don't know if you guys got to see that. That was 2 days ago. I gotta subscribe to her channel. But then she has that other channel. This one, The Surprise Witness. Okay, so the surprise witness. This one has more information. This is the one that we need to be watching. So another website gets deleted 3 days ago, 4 days ago, and this was 9 days ago. So she hasn't came back with anything after the 3 days ago. Let's go ahead and throw that into the MrBeast files. Let's throw this into the MrBeast files. And then we're going to get right into the video, guys. I'm sorry if this is taking too long, but you know how this goes. We are armchair detectives here, so we can't rush the facts. But from what I can see, a lot of the facts are being shrouded. Because there's a few things that have been quoted, a lot of things have been misquoted. Allegations already. There's a lot of things going on. And let's not forget that in the BJ investigate, she also has the MrBeast movie. So if you guys want to go watch that, she got the MrBeast movie here. It's over here somewhere. Wow, she don't got it on her top. That's crazy. Well, anyway, she got it down here. Look at it right here. The MrBeast full documentary. Let's go ahead and save that. We gotta watch that sometime. We gotta take time out for that. Not right now. Right now I should have been sleeping, but this is what I'm doing. I decided I was gonna come watch this with you guys. Make because I got the new MacBook, the MacBook Air, the 2024 with the M3 chip. So I'm like, just seeing the capabilities of it. So I was like, let me see if it runs more seamless when you do the streaming. So I said, let me go get ahead and stream real quick. You know what I mean? Wow, man. Blessings on blessings on blessings. That's what's up. Nice. Sorry, guys. Trying to book an interview for the radio station, Chop Cheese Media radio show on iHeartRadio, The Matrix Studios, and Nexus app, as well as Party 101.9. Oh God, my alarm went off. That means I should have been sleeping, and this is when I wake up. Okay, let's go ahead and start the first video since we have enough time to watch some of them. Let's start with the most recent one, guys. This one's 23 hours. Let's watch it.
Jimmy fired him. Dude, it's not
Because not only is it 23 hours ago, but it is the most current fact. So let's be the first ones to talk about it.
Imagine crying about working 1 extra hour per day. Also, homeboys crying about working 45 hours a week. I worked 50 hours a week at a donut shop in high school. No wonder Jimmy fired him. Dude is not fit for the working world. The irony of calling out MrBeast for having a misogynistic culture and then calling MrBeast a pussy. Now, YouTube videos surfaced again where an ex-employee exposed MrBeast for having to work a whopping 1 more hour overtime.
I'm not working more than 45 hours anymore per week. And he paused and he was like taken aback. And he was like, oh, I didn't know you felt that way. Which is, how do you say that? Like, the average work week for an American is 40 hours a week.
Then he proceeded to tweet that this video sheds light on Jimmy firing me for refusing to work more than 45 hours a week for him. Incredibly illegal of him and his team to do, by the way. For all the kids out there,
that's not illegal. If you sign up to work and you say you're open availability, open on weekends, or they're gonna ask you, can you work? Legend, stop. They're gonna ask you, can you work overtime? If you say yes, they're gonna give you overtime. If you say no, you can't be mad if they replace you with somebody who does work overtime.
just so you know, this guy best put it, 45 hours a week is not a lot. Now, aside from the fact that when I used to work accounting and there were audits, our entire team had to work until like 11 for the entire month, which was like 65 hours a week. If working your employees 45 hours a week was illegal, 75% of teams' bosses around the world would be locked away by now. Like, what does that even mean? But we'll use actual evidence, unlike the other guy, to explain it to him that it's not illegal. He worked at MrBeast, which is in North Carolina, and literal North Carolina Department of Labor states there are no wage and hour laws that limit the amount of hours that a person 18 years of age or older can work either by the day, week, or number of days in a row. An employer is free to adjust the hours of his employees regardless of what the employees.
Told you. First and foremost, if you're complaining about too much work, who the hell are you? Because I'm going to tell you what it is with people who have jobs. People who have real jobs, they want the extra hours, bro. Like, come on, stop playing with me. When I was working for the local union, when they told me, yo, you want to work a Saturday? I say yes. Do you want to work a Sunday? I say yes. Do you want to work 12 hours? I say yes. So at the end of the day, I could have cried all I wanted and be like, oh, my God. They making me work like a crazy madman. But at the end of the day, I was the one who signed up for it. So that right there, I'm not even going to argue with the kid. Like, for real, bro, you are a little too lazy. If you were mad, they were giving you hours. If you couldn't do all of them, just be like, yo, I could do 12s. That's it.
Are scheduled to work. Also, this may be done.
But also, I want to say that this is production. So this is not like working at a diner or working at a Starbucks or a Bear Burger. This is production. And then everybody knows how production works. Production works that you get the 10s, you get the 8s, you get the 12s. If you're working an 8 hour, it's going to be 8 hour. If it's a hard 8, they're going to have you out by 8. If it's a 10, you're going to work at 10. You're going to get your overtime after 10, and then you're going to go home. And if you work your 12, you're going to get your 12 and your overtimes, and you're going to go home. But there ain't no hard 12s or hard 10s or hard 8. You leave in 8 hours, you might leave at 8 hours and 15, 8 hours and 20, 8 hours and 30 minutes. If you're doing 10 hours, you're probably going to do the same thing. You're probably going to leave at 10, 15, 10, 20. And so on and so forth. So please, come on, man, damn. You did just say you didn't want to work. That's it. You thought you was gonna go to MrBeast and get the bag.
Regardless if the employee agreed to this or not. The decision to work employees in 8-hour shifts, 12-hour shifts, 16-hour shifts, etc. is entirely up to the employer. Now that we got the whole 45 hours a week is illegal thing out of the way, before you grab your pitchforks and uprising, that doesn't give the employer the right to overwork his employees just because it's not illegal. Let me remind you again that 45 hours a week is seriously not a lot. It's like 1 more hour per day. If anybody complains about this in the office, that guy is that guy in the office, like this guy or this guy. Of course, it was so satisfying to see this guy actually speak the truth, and a bunch of angry trolls couldn't argue back, and all they could do was tremble in anger and be like, what do Jimmy's farts smell like? I can't even imagine being as much of a weirdo as you. But yeah, wow. Not a serious point, but one that's actually kind of hilarious.
Then I actually take it back that they chewing him up, because that was not what I mean, I was just ripping on him, but wow, no, damn, guys, you guys are so mean. Yeah, of course he was complaining. He thinks he has a justifiable means.
You see, he calls out MrBeast for being such a boys club, but then he proceeds to call him a See?
Not only does he talk like a gamer, he's also a fucking pussy.
Damn, I mean, I don't know what you have against gamers. Your latest tweets include
Wow, he just sounds like a hater. I think we're gonna have to go watch that guy's whole thing.
Banjo and Kazooie stream, Jack Spadicy, and Pokemon. You literally say you grew up on video games. So when you call out MrBeast for talking like a gamer, are you calling yourself out as well? Yeah, I'm confused. Yeah, the guy calling MrBeast out to be politically correct is the same guy that tweeted, "The thing about 9/11 jokes is that it shouldn't be a year-round thing. We should save them up and reveal them on the big day like Christmas." And the part that just nailed the coffin for me.
What did he just say? Oh hell no! No!
That this guy was just a plain.
No! He did not just say that. The thing about Trey Yates. The thing about 9/11 jokes on September 12th, he says this, is that they shouldn't be a year-round thing. We should just save them up and reveal them on one big day like Christmas. I hate to think that he means on the 12th we should just open up all our gifts for 9/11. Like, no, bro. That joke right there is going to get you canceled.
The thing about 9/11 jokes is that it shouldn't be a year-round thing. We should save them up and reveal them on the big day like Christmas. And the part that just nailed the coffin for me that this guy was just a plain bad employee was that he complained about Jimmy, his boss, always talking about work at a workplace. Like he didn't hang out with him to watch a movie or something. Like, bro, what does that even mean? You didn't go there to hang out and watch a movie. You went there to work. What is your boss wanting you to work?
What? Wait. This guy's out of control. Let's dice. This is why I wanted to watch this with you guys, because I knew this was gonna be something that I was not gonna be able to just keep it in. I was not gonna be able to keep it in. Let me tell you, this guy is out of control like a mosh pit. OMG, this guy's crazy. Wow. This guy is out of control. Anyway, let's read what he was saying here. This is fun.
Plain bad employee was that he complained about Jimmy.
He said Jimmy is quite frankly a sociopath. So right, if he wants to hang out with you, 1549. It's definitely going to be money centric. It's definitely going to be how he can benefit from you. Nothing is. 1556. Wow, he's just dropping them tweets like crazy. Ever like, let's just have a good time, watch a movie or something? It's always, he's going to be talking about work. He's always going to be wanting you to do something productive. Bro, it's work. What the hell did this guy think he was signing up for? He thought that he was gonna go to MrBeast and they were gonna hang out.
His boss always talking about work at a workplace. Like he didn't hang out with him to watch a movie or something. Like, bro, what does that even mean? You didn't go there to hang out and watch a movie. You went there to work. What is your boss wanting you to work? Make him a sociopath. He's always going to be talking about work. He's always going to be wanting you to do something productive. Like, yeah, a boss wants you to be productive at a workplace. Like, what are you on about, bro? And I love the accidentally coincidental plug that actually snipes the hell out of Dogpack was going through a bit of a debacle due to his recent comments after accusing the wrong guy of domestic violence. James is still a textbook abuser, in my opinion. In my opinion, you 5 children in a head-on collision. Just my opinion, though. In my opinion, you allegedly burned down and I got several sources telling me you did it. And then he got mad at his boss, getting angry at him because he couldn't do his job.
Partnership video for a Far Cry 6 sponsor. With the gaming channel, everything was a challenge video. You know, everything had to be a challenge because that's what kids like whenever they watch a YouTube video. It's engaging for them and all that. But how do you make a challenge video out of fucking Far Cry 6?
I don't know, maybe like this? Or this? Or this? Yeah, so when his pitch tanked and his boss got mad at him, he decided to fire back, saying he didn't want to work more than 45 hours anymore.
He was not creative enough to be on that team.
To work 100% remotely, and MrBeast even let him do that.
Whenever I started working with MrBeast, I didn't even know who the fuck he was. I was just doing it for, like, credibility and
Liar.
paycheck, really.
That's cap.
So I decided I was going to move back to Texas, and I even called Jimmy and I said, hey, is it okay if I do all of my work remotely? So I want to be remote. And I called Jimmy and I said, can I do that? And he said, yes, sure.
Ever have people that ask you for something small, and when you help them, they ask for something more? So you help them again, they ask for something ridiculous, which you say no to, and they get pissed off, and they go around telling everybody that you're a bad person? Like, I wouldn't have the audacity to go up to my boss and say, hey boss, can I work remotely 100% without risk of getting scolded the hell out of? And this guy did that, and MrBeast even said,
I would not be able
that.
to.
So we got that, but he takes it a step further, and he asks to not work over 45 hours a week, which is like such a ridiculous thing to ask your boss, by the way. And then you complain because you got fired for it, and now you're going around telling everybody that this is a bad person. Now, I'm not discrediting everything that this guy says in this video. For example, he mentions that in the summer of 2020, some of the higher-ups were passing around Adderall to their employees that were working overtime.
Pass one here.
Devin Leach. And
can I have one?
That's him admitting right there that, like, he is
guy, man.
part
His
of the crew
voice is
that's
annoying.
passing around Adderall in the company. And by the way, in that message, John Smith is Jimmy. And it's funny that
you're a snitch.
My proof of that being
John
Jimmy
Smith is Jimmy, and
this
you
message that
are
I found
a
where he
snitch.
sent an article of his wiki feed.
I mean, if that's true, that's pretty Like, the higher-ups can't just pass around drugs that you need prescription for just so the employees can concentrate. That's really dangerous because people can get addicted from that. But the opposition's argument right now is pretty compelling as well, actually. Like, people talked about this and they bring up pretty valid points. Is there proof or even anything that remotely indicates that this is true, or am I just supposed to trust this random fella? Right? You literally can't make this up. John Smith is definitely Jimmy Donaldson, and the way I can prove this is that John Smith went the Wikifeed URL to the group chat once. How on earth did we so thoroughly lower the bar for evidence that this is all we need? Or as YouTuber Lorix, who is actually one of the few YouTubers who are logical about this whole Beast situation, also known as the guy that destroyed Jake Weddle.
But you still need 50. I don't want Jimmy's money, but I need to eat food.
I don't think MrBeast is responsible for your poor financial status. Your poor financial status. Your poor financial status.
Sad.
Now,
Sad.
I wish there was like more hard-hitting evidence to prove this, aside from this kind of like vague DM. I feel like if there was like this Adderall team, it would get mentioned more, and employees would be mentioning giving out specific samples or some communication. Here's the thing, I just have to see more evidence.
Which I agree with. This is definitely a step above Dogpack's like absolutely no evidence, like my evidence, this anonymous DM, or I heard it from 2 corroborating sources that I trust, or these religious people say MrBeast is the Antichrist. So no matter how much the trolls would like to think that I'm a beast rider, if you give me evidence, I'll look at the evidence and go, wow, if this is legit, that's pretty terrible. I think people misunderstand me. Like, my intention was to be neutral about this. It's just that as I looked into it, Dogpack started yapping about how subscribe for a cookie banner was a psychologically manipulative tactic, and Jake Weddle talked about sleeping with the lights on being a war crime. This guy talked about how it's illegal to work for more than 45 hours, and the logical side of my brain just started going haywire. I'm sorry they said it. I was just talking common sense, and people are like, finally someone is talking sense. Like, what does the world come to if talking common sense has become such a rarity that people have to be glad to find it? Like, what does the world come to if telling the world, hey, maybe the guy doing shrooms that got fired wearing a police uniform telling people someone is the Antichrist is probably shady is enough to kickstart a YouTube career? Whatever, but the important thing is this: MrBeast might actually come out of this unscathed. Like, Dogpack had the world by the balls when he came out with some of the serious stuff in his part 1 video. Like, he was doing illegal lotteries or faking signatures. Now, I don't agree. I made 2 whole videos talking about how I don't agree. But if someone comes up to me and says, hey, it's still unethical to run lotteries, the loot box and gacha fermented side of my brain can go to sleep, and I can be like, yeah, I can see your point. And if someone comes up to me and says, hey, still would have been better for MrBeast to sign the signatures himself, the part of my brain that thinks, I mean, that isn't what they offer, but if you're a fan of MrBeast, I can see you being upset. And if someone came up to me and said Jake Weddle was tortured, I would still say Jake Weddle is a piece of shit and an unfunny comedian that complains about lukewarm hot tubs, smell of the ice cream machine, taxes.
You know how much money I spent in taxes? Is this $50,000? Well, first of all, you're gonna tax it, so let's say it's more like $30,000.
And going broke after being literally handed to him $150K complaining about a day job.
I still have a day job.
That was
still,
crazy.
You know,
Oh god.
Then complains
Jake.
about having spent away all his money.
and now,
Jakey.
I spent all that money on doing
Oh,
stand-up.
God.
I bought plane tickets to go do comedy festivals. Did use some of that blood money to
Why is that
invest in my
important?
production. So I now have the ability to stream. Barely getting by.
Not only does Jake have to pay rent in NYC, but think of the therapy bills and improv classes.
Barely getting by.
But MrBeast might actually come out of this without much damage just by not doing anything. This guy is destroying the credibility that he built up for himself.
Dogpack's first video felt calculated. It felt like he knew what he was doing and he's slowly losing the plot.
This guy's completely lost it. The top Reddit post in the YouTube drama subreddit is literally talking about how massively Dogpack up, and people on Twitter are starting to hate him. To all the Dogpack supporters out there, he's your leader. Cope harder, motherfuckers.
Oh wow.
Like the higher-ups can't just pass their... Such a ridiculous thing to ask your boss, by the way. Editing everything that this guy says in this video. For example, he mentions that in the summer of 2020, some of the higher-ups were passing around Adderall to their employees that were working overtime.
Devin Leach, and that's him admitting right there that like he is part of the crew that's passing around Adderall in the company.
Right.
And by the way, in that message, John Smith is Jimmy, and it's funny that my proof of that being Jimmy is this message that I found where he sent an article of his wiki feed.
I mean, if that's true, that's pretty Like the higher-ups can't just pass around drugs that you need prescription for just so the employees can concentrate. That's really dangerous because people can get addicted from that. But the opposition's argument right now is pretty compelling as well, actually. Like people talked about this and they bring up pretty valid points. Is there proof or even anything that remotely indicates that this is true, or am I just supposed to trust this random fella? Right? You literally can't make this shit up. John Smith is definitely Jimmy Donaldson, and the way I can prove this is that John Smith went the wiki feed URL to the group chat once. How on earth did we so thoroughly lower the bar for evidence that this is all we need? Or as YouTuber Lorix, who is actually one of the few YouTubers who are logical about this whole Beast situation, also known as the guy that destroyed Jake Weddle.
But you still need 50. I don't want Jimmy's money, but I need to eat food.
I don't think MrBeast is responsible for your poor financial status. Your poor financial status. Your poor financial
said.
Now, I wish there was like more hard-hitting evidence to prove this, aside from this kind of like vague DM. I feel like if there was like this Adderall team, it would get mentioned more, and employees would be mentioning giving out specific samples or some communication. Here's the thing, I just have to see more evidence.
Which I agree with. This is definitely a step above Dogpack's like absolutely no evidence, like my evidence, this anonymous DM, or I heard it from 2 corroborating sources that I trust, or these religious people say MrBeast is the Antichrist. So no matter how much the trolls would like to think that I'm a beast rider, if you give me evidence, I'll look at the evidence and go, wow, if this is legit, that's pretty terrible. I think people misunderstand me, like my intention was to be neutral about this. It's just that as I looked into it, Dogpack started yapping about how subscribe for a cookie banner was a psychologically manipulative tactic, and Jake Weddle talked about sleeping with the lights on being a war crime. This guy talked about how it's illegal to work for more than 45 hours, and the logical side of my brain just started going haywire. I'm sorry, they said it. I was just talking common sense and people are like, finally someone is talking sense. Like what does the world come to if talking common sense has become such a rarity that people have to be glad to find it? Like what does the world come to if telling the world, hey, maybe the guy doing shrooms that got fired wearing a police uniform telling people someone is the Antichrist is probably shady is enough to kickstart a YouTube career. Whatever, but the important thing is this, MrBeast might actually come out of this unscathed. Like Dogpack had the world by the balls when he came out with some of the serious stuff in his part 1 video, like he was doing illegal lotteries or faking signatures. Now, I don't agree. I made 2 whole videos talking about how I don't agree. But if someone comes up to me and says, hey, it's still unethical to run lotteries, the loot box and gotcha fermented side of my brain can go to sleep, and I can be like, yeah, I can see your point. And if someone comes up to me and says, hey, it still would have been better for MrBeast to sign the signatures himself, the part of my brain that thinks, that isn't what they offer, but if you're a fan of MrBeast, I can see you being upset. And if someone came up to me and said Jake Weddle was tortured, I would still say Jake Weddle is a piece of shit and an unfunny comedian that complains about lukewarm hot tubs, smell of the ice cream machine, taxes.
You know how much money I spent in taxes? Is this $50,000? Well, first of all, you're gonna tax it, so let's say it's more like $30,000.
And going broke after being literally handed to him $150K complaining about a day job.
I still have a day job. I still, am barely getting by.
Then complains about having spent away all his money.
What?
I spent all that money.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys, but that was crazy. He just said he still got a day job.
To go do comedy festivals.
Barely getting by. Did use some of that blood money to invest in my production, so I now have the ability to stream. Barely getting by.
Not only does Jake have to pay rent in NYC, but think of the therapy bills and improv classes.
Barely getting by.
But MrBeast might actually come out of this without much damage just by not doing anything. This guy is destroying the credibility that he built up for himself.
Dogpack's first video felt calculated. It felt like he knew what he was doing and he's slowly losing the plot.
This guy's completely lost it. The top Reddit post in the YouTube drama subreddit is literally talking about how massively Dogpack fucked up, and people on Twitter are starting to hate him. To all the Dogpack supporters out there, he's your leader. Cope harder, motherfuckers.
Let's see this one too. Let's see whatever.
Type pregnant teenage is my body type. Jake Weddle allegedly posted on Twitter. Jake Weddle was also known to have actively tried to cancel MrBeast. Some of his remarks include, I wish a philanthropist YouTuber would just give me $10,000 and not film it. He also accused of MrBeast's company of committing war crime for not turning the lights off when he slept. He recently posted a story on his Instagram calling out the people who were, quote, picking apart his testimony. You weren't there, I was, which makes me more informed, period. I am the only one who has any authority over this story, and you are either a child or a sweaty edge lord. Go f yourself, go f yourself, go f yourself, go f yourself. Over many years, Jake Weddle has expressed many times that he was going through bad mental health on his Twitter. Some of his tweets include, I will be licking people's phones for the next few weeks so that I can get coronavirus and please place phones into the receptacle. He recently made a comeback video which recorded 8,000 views over the course of 10 hours on his 190,000 subscriber YouTube account, which pales in comparison to a video he made in which he faked an incriminating recording of Jimmy Donaldson, as known as MrBeast, used it as the intro for his video, garnering 512,000 views, only to admit right after the incriminating intro that it was AI generated.
Is this legally considered defamation? Because I'm what's struggling here. Can someone please tell me just what my options are here? Because we were supposed to launch the toys today. Jake knows what he wants. Jake knows what he thinks he needs. He's supposed to be a student. They're comedians and comedians with all that dream. He has no idea how much fucking money I spent on that video to scrap it. Jake, I don't think Jake's the problem. I think it's Dawson. We need to really push.
That's right. I got that sent to me, and you know what? That was AI. Yeah, that was AI, and I'm not gonna lie, that was a pretty damn good AI, wasn't it?
In August 8, 2024, he uploaded a video called The Real Reason Why I Left MrBeast and claimed he didn't do this for money. 2 weeks later, in August 16, 2024, he admitted that he took $50,000 out of total $190,000 MrBeast offered him and receiving backlash.
Me, the conversation goes, hey, I'm really sorry about all that. I have a lot of money. Do you want some? How much money? How about the rest of the money from the thing? About $190,000. Would you like that? I don't want you to think that you gotta take any videos down. I don't want it to look like I'm buying you out. This is just for you to make things right. I respect that. You know, I want my audience to trust me here. You know, I want to remain credible. Yeah, totally. So you don't even like post about it. Don't worry about it. Just take this cash. I just don't counter offer. 50. You save $140,000. And I get to keep saying whatever the hell I want. Great. Bank info still the same?
In order to figure out the reason why MrBeast offered him $190,000,
I don't even believe
we have to
that
go back
story.
to this video. This
Please,
video is titled,
take us back.
I Work for MrBeast, He's a Sociopath. It is uploaded by an account named Dogpack404, who recently received a cease and desist from Jimmy Donaldson's law team for breach of contract and defamation. In that cease and desist, it was confirmed that this man, who claimed to have worked for MrBeast, was fired after working for 3 weeks due to conduct even he himself characterized as inappropriate. The cease and desist also mentions the fact that he secretly attempted to use company money to buy something he described as a toy, and that he blamed his conduct on being raised with access to an iPad and bad mental health. He is also known for alleging MrBeast to be the Antichrist.
Wow.
Jake Weddle appeared on this channel and explained that he was set to do a shoot for a video for the MrBeast channel in which he agreed to get paid $300,000 for shooting a video in which he stayed in a room for 30 days. In the process of explaining how horrible the conditions were, he explains that the hot tub was lukewarm, the shower was cold, he had cameras on him, and that the ice cream machine had 2 modes, on, parentheses, insufferable buzzing, and off, which smelled like dairy mildew. So we got to choose which sense was assaulted at a time. Hey, his words, not mine. He is also seen being seemingly uncooperative with the video shoot that he got offered $300,000 for. When Jimmy asked him to do a Rubik's Cube, he is seen responding, "Oh, I don't want to do that." Then he explains that he responded this way because he thought they expected him to do what they want because he's in-house. He's an inside guy, so he'll do whatever. We can push him a little extra hard because we know it's good. I mean, I don't know why doing a Rubik's Cube is pushing a little extra hard. Dude, it's a Rubik's Cube, not the Olympics. Then he explains that MrBeast offered him to run a marathon distance on a treadmill for more money than he was initially offered. Then he explains that out of pressure, he agreed to do it, but he thought that they were asking for too much because his body wasn't trained for it. For context, marathon is indeed hard if one has to continuously run in one go, but Weddle explains that he had as much time as until Jimmy Donaldson came back. In the same video, he explained that MrBeast came back every other day, so he had 2 days to run the distance of a marathon, which is honestly not that hard. But Weddle apparently thought they were asking for too much, and he quit after 11 days since he started, breaking his initial agreement of 30 days. The video eventually was not released, but MrBeast still paid him a total sum of $100,000 out of the total $300,000, taking into account that he quit after a third of the way. He's later seen to have sent a text to an associate claiming he, quote, was kinda shocked they didn't pay me for the full 25 to 30 days. They paid me what I made up to that point. So he took $100,000 for the challenge, he quit a third of the way in, then he complained about taxes. MrBeast later apologized and reached out to Jake Weddle and offered to pay him the rest of the $300,000, expecting nothing in return. He took $50,000, ascertaining he will keep talking freely about him, then complained about taxes again. He is also seen in this video to have seemingly asked for Netflix pay while he was working for the company. He demanded that he get paid in accordance with the Writers Guild industry standard for streaming internet content with ads, which he thought was the closest thing to YouTube. I researched into this. The Writers Guild industry standard for advertising supported streaming calls for minimum pay equivalent to programs made for subscription streaming services. So that basically means like Netflix. Well, how much do writers get Netflix get paid? Well, according to the Writers Guild standards, they get paid $15,903, and that's the lowest number here. By the way, one of the lowest guys in the rank still gets paid around $5,000 a week. Oh, you think I got the numbers wrong, huh? Well, take it from an actual insider herself.
If you join the WGA, they give you like a schedule of minimums for like a person writing for like a weekly sitcom. I think the minimum is like between $3,000 and $5,000 a week. Per week of your contract. But you know, as you get more experience and once you get to be a producer or like a story editor, executive story editor, it goes up to like 7, 8, 9,000. Once you're a producer, it's like 10,000. Executive producers, 14 or 15,000 or more.
So he asked MrBeast the pay of making something like this when he was actually making something like this. Hey, I'm just relaying the information. After this interview was released, which was supposed to be the follow-up to Dogpack 404's massively successful cancellation attempt of MrBeast, it was met with less than positive response by many. Even Internet Anarchist, who is known to be Dogpack 404's supporter, called him out on it, saying things like, I'd fire him too. Game is game. Jake, I don't want an apology from MrBeast, I don't want money from MrBeast, any money I make from now on will be from my own work, etc. 1 week later, I accepted $50K from MrBeast. Yeah, but recently he went through a very long hiatus after being met with many criticism, the end of which he posted an explosive Instagram story that we saw before, in which he compared himself to a victim. If you just search for his name in Twitter right now, the top posts are almost all something like, this idiot Jake Weddle is having a severe lapse in judgment right now, Jake Weddle really is getting desperate, he's just doing any video to be able to put MrBeast in the title, Jake Weddle gotta be the worst comedian, but I'ma not say anything because he might go Joker arc soon. A lot of commentary channels are calling him out as well. WestJet in particular really went at it.
Jake Weddle is a manipulative, unhinged crybaby and shouldn't be taken seriously.
It was funny because it sounded so similar to the intro I made a while back and never used. This guy's massive cringe and a drama queen and a crybaby. I don't care for him at all. This guy sucks. I hate him more than I hate how I feel 30 seconds after I ejaculate. Yeah, but a while Dogpath 44 appeared in WestJet's comments, again protecting his friend, calling his content clickbait and trying to touch people's hearts. He says, Jet, how are you going to call anyone out for clickbait? Not only does Jake have to pay rent in NYC, but think of the therapy bills and improv classes, implying he doesn't have the money. Well, aside from the how can it be a clickbait thing, clickbait means misleading title. The title is literally YouTube's biggest crybaby Jake Weddle, and the intro is literally,
Jake Weddle is a manipulative, unhinged crybaby and shouldn't be taken seriously.
But why would anybody complain about going broke from taking improv classes? As WestJet responded, bro, improv classes aren't a need, dog. But other commentary channels are speaking out against Jake Weddle as well, and quite frankly, it's not looking good for him. Jake Weddle recently deleted his Twitter account, but this YouTuber, the Big Lebrowski, allegedly saved screenshots and they're not looking good either. Weddle in his interview with Dogpack 404 called MrBeast out for allegedly knowing
this is the problem with doing stuff like that.
But according to this tweet, if he
See?
indeed made his tweet,
this
he made
is
a
why
very
you don't
tasteless
go out
joke,
and
to say the
start
least. Aside from his videos not performing too amazingly when he's not talking about MrBeast, and even his most recent MrBeast video tanked, he uploaded a new video talking about his mental health. In that video, he mentions that he has a love-hate relationship with doing MrBeast content because it is cathartic and satisfying. He has multiple videos in the works that he's very excited about, some of them Beast related. But his YouTube career that he kickstarted by canceling MrBeast is dropping in views. People on Twitter and
of course it's gonna drop in views. This niggas that's clout chasing.
I would have
clout chasing will always
if he hadn't
put you in the back seat
because
you're just a disgruntled person. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the rabbit hole. This is what I was talking about. It's this kind of crap that I'm talking about. And now let's get into this guy right here, who is Dogpack. That's what he's gonna cover. Well, I think you know what? I don't think I want to see this guy right now.
Better.
This guy's nah. I think we could one more video.
Jimmy fired him. Dude is not fit for the working world. The irony of calling out MrBeast for having a misogynist.
Let's see. Allegations. My response to MrBeast. You're a cloud chaser. Let's see. 2 days ago. Cam Nugget. Let's watch Cam Nugget.
Former MrBeast employee has come out with another story. And what would the slop god be if I can't provide you your daily cup of milk? Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a while since we've covered MrBeast, but a creator by the name of The Asher Show posted a video called The MrBeast Allegations Just Got Worse. It's over. It's bad. It's done. Now, we've seen these type of titles for quite some time now, but The Asher Show is a very large creator with 597,000 subs. And this video has gotten 660,000 views in 2 days, so safe to say it did some damage. Now, in the first, 10 minutes or so, he just covers everything that's going on with Dogpack from the MrBeast as a psycho, a sociopath, a liar, all this other stuff, all the videos about Beast Games and Rosanna and Jake Weddle and all the different stuff that we've already kind of covered on this channel. But where it gets really interesting is where we get introduced to the former employee of MrBeast. So this is Trey Yates. He used to work for MrBeast, as we can see. He's an amiibo collector. I have a few amiibos. I love amiibos. I love action figures. I'm a nerd. So we're both nerds. We're coming at this from a nerdy perspective, right? This guy's a bit talented. He's a bit creative. And that's why he worked for MrBeast.
So I worked for Jimmy from November of 2018 to, I think, beginning October of 2021. So almost 3 years.
What did you do there?
Almost 3 years. And we're going to get what he did there.
Mainly just editing?
I started off with me editing for Beast Reacts in 2018. Did a lot of work to really prove myself on that, and then became editor and post-production manager.
So, as we know, he's an editor. And he spends a lot of this video kind of talking about the working conditions of, MrBeast, and it kind of lines up with a lot of the other stuff that we've seen. One thing specifically he talks about is how he was forced to work like longer than 40 hours, and it got really interesting, and Jimmy was kind of angry when he didn't want to work weekends anymore. And it just caused a bit of a conflict because, of course, you want your employees to work as long as possible and have least amount of scheduling conflicts as possible. And the Asher Show here, talked about how working 40 hours was illegal, which I don't think is technically true. I'm not from where he is. I don't know how it works with what kind of company MrBeast runs. But I used to work at Target. I'm out of there now, so I don't mind doxing myself. But when I worked at Target, you could only work 40 hours a week. If you worked more than 40 hours, you would be in overtime. And of course, a company like that doesn't want to pay you more, so they say, get the hell out of here, we'll call somebody else in. So I don't think working 40 hours or more would ever be considered illegal. They would just have to pay you and promptly pay you for the overtime of working past 40 hours.
And it was during that call that I was like, Jimmy, I'm not working more than 45 hours anymore per week. I'm not working Saturdays and Sundays anymore. I will continue working for you, but I'm not doing that. And he paused and he was like taken aback. And he was like, oh, I didn't know you felt that way. Which is, how do you say that? Like, the average work week for an American is 40 hours a week. How are you going to say that to me? And people at Walmart can't work more than 40 hours a week, because if they do, then Walmart's breaking a law. Like, I told him on that call with the 2 other leads at Horizontal.
Now, for
there is no law that says overtime is illegal. There's no such thing.
reference, I pulled up the North Carolina Department of Labor website for the maximum and
at least not in New York. Let me tell you, New York, they don't care, yo. You could work 100 hours a week if you wanted to.
minimum hours worked. And we can see right here the employer is only required to pay time and 1/2 overtime pay based on an employee's regular rate of pay for all hours worked and in excess of 40 in a work week to its non-exempt employees. There is no limit on the number of hours the adult employee may be required to work. So yeah, similar to how it is where I live, if you work more than 40 hours, the company must pay you time and a half. Now, mind
That's
you,
a fact.
overtime laws
He is
and
not
whatnot
lying.
do not apply if you are working on your own accord, in your own will, or if you are salaried. So, like, if, I work for a company and they don't tell me to go do something, but I want to go do it so that I can further my own, work-related activities or whatnot, that's completely on me. If there's like a way I can clock in or something, of course you should do that. But if you're doing something related to the company without kind of being managed or told to do so, then, it's no one's fault at the company.
Yeah,
and again, if you're on
that's a
salary, that's a whole nother thing that I don't know if the overtime laws and whatnot would apply to
I think that would just send you home and bring
in
somebody
this
else
same
in, like you
video,
said.
he talks about how he was working all night long up until like 3:30, 4 a.m., helping these people edit videos, give comments, critiques, just to do it all again. Wake up, 9 a.m. the next morning to actually go and be on set for the productions. Not a great lifestyle. 5-6 hours of sleep every single night is not healthy for anyone, specifically adult human beings. We barely can run well on 8 hours. So living off of, 4 hours of sleep, very unhealthy.
I was also production manager. I was also an editor, and I was also a retention specialist.
Wow.
And yeah, so I had 4 main jobs. I had 4 full-time jobs wearing all these hats all at the same time, because I would go, like, the other editors would edit the videos and then send it to me via Frame. I don't know if you know what Frame is, like where you leave comments on videos and things like that. And they would send that to me, and I would stay up until 3 a.m., 4 a.m. every single night, commenting on those videos.
If you really look at what this guy has done, he's literally has blackballed himself. Because now you tell me, based on his description of what he's expecting to do at work, or what he considers a full-time day of work, this guy, he obviously hasn't had too many jobs. Think about that for a minute, chat. He hasn't had too many jobs. He's literally counting the hours that he shouldn't get extra. Who the hell counts the hours that you get extra? Those are the hours you want. The extra hours are the ones that got the most pay. Anything above 40 is the ones you want. Those are the time and a halves. And listen, I don't know what's going on with like the population and shit, but I thought people was looking for jobs.
On what needs to change. Like, I worked Thanksgiving.
I like the dude. He's surprised. The dude, he's acting like he's surprised. The dude is like, oh, wow. Oh, wow, what, yo? So you telling me you at work and they tell you, yo, you've been here for 8 hours. Go home. You've been here for 8 hours. You want to stay for 10? I guarantee you're going to be like, wait a minute. Why you ain't asked me to stay for 10? You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't never been a day in this country that people have ever not wanted overtime. As a matter of fact, I think people fight and get unionized to get the 40 and the plus 40. Because if you look at corporations, they'll hire you and give you part-time wages just to not have to pay you no health benefits, which they pocket that money, which they have a surplus allocated for health benefits for the company's employees. If you don't hit the requirement for the health benefits, that doesn't mean that they don't have the coverage for you. It just means you're not going to be covered. They have the coverage for you. This is why you have to work above 34 hours or 32, I'm not sure. Checking your state by labor laws. Just go into the Labor Department's website and you'll see, and it will tell you. It'll tell you how big the breaks should be. If it's a certain amount of shifts, do you get 15s that are off the clock? Do you get 30 minutes? Do you get 1 hour? This guy knew exactly what he was signing up for. It's MrBeast. It's a production. If you ever worked in production, which I come from the production world, I am a union dog. I work as a grip. So I speak from experience. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Patty. I appreciate that so much. I really, really, truly appreciate that. And New Walk Gaming, thank you so much for your comments. Guys, I really appreciate the comments. It's a big game changer because this is something new we're doing with the channel. We're new to the whole armchair detective world. So I want to thank you guys for being one of the first ones, to come on board and welcome us. It's this guy right here is the real star though. This guy's the real star. I've never heard of somebody actually not wanting to work, but wanting to work, but just exactly what they told him to work. Like, I cannot work a little extra. He said he's not working weekends. You know that there's when you sign an application, it says, will you work weekends? Will you work holidays? Do you know why they ask you that? They ask you that because on holidays you get paid overtime. And on weekends, you're going to probably make overtime money too if you're over 40. They're asking you because if you're good, they're going to bless you. And then you could go buy extra gifts for your family, or you could pocket the difference and get yourself the AirPods you always wanted without telling your wife about it, or your girlfriend, or your mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this guy here is like, no, I'm not. Hey, Jimmy, I cannot work weekends. I cannot do the overtime. I need exactly what you told me you was going to pay me because, I budgeted my life around that. No, bro, you're a clown and you're a clout chaser. And the more you talk, the more we know that you are just a disgruntled employee that would have got fired from Target for the same things.
Christmas.
Not just
my
MrBeast.
30th birthday,
I don't know how you got that far.
4th of July.
You got far, buddy.
From, 2020 to 2021. New Year's.
And he walks away with a blue check. That's the worst part. He becomes a star for getting fired, for not being adequate, for being inefficient, for being insubordinate. The biggest word here, my friends, is insubordination. This guy right here is the representation of insubordination. If I've ever worked in retail, this guy right here is total insubordination. He's the guy that leaves the garbage behind. He's the guy that doesn't clean the bathroom. He's the guy that leaves the mess because he says, I leave at 4, so I don't have to clean that. No, bro, you leave when you clean your station. Forget about 4 o'clock. If you didn't have it cleaned by 4 o'clock, then I guess you're leaving at 4:15 or whatever time it takes you to clean your station. But you're not leaving it for the next person who comes in to have to clean your station, then prepare for their station so they could work too. My man, you are out of control like a mosh pit. Let's go back into this, guys. I'm sorry that I have so many comments. This guy right here is starting to get under my skin. And I tolerated Jake Weddle. This guy's like Tweak from South Park. If you ever seen South Park, my favorite cartoons aside from Rick and Morty, this guy's Tweak. Tweak right here. No, well, not this one right here. Jake Weddle is the Tweak one. This guy right here, this is Butters.
Like every
no way, I like Butters. This is this is Timmy.
Single holiday you can think of, I worked those holidays just so I could comment on these videos, and then I would go to bed at 3 or 4 a.m. and then get up.
Chat, what time is it? It's 6 o'clock in the morning and we're doing reaction videos, and this guy is mad that he was up at 4 in the morning. Chat, we're up at 6 in the morning doing reaction videos, and this guy was mad. that he went to sleep at 4 in the morning. This is why he shouldn't be successful, because he only wants the easy part of being successful. He doesn't want to do the hard part. He doesn't want to do what MrBeast did. He doesn't want to do what we all do. The working for free, the working the 12s, the working the 24s for no reason. This guy right here, look at his fucking little smirky face. He don't even fucking got calluses. This guy right here, he complains about the chairs in the bus being too hard.
Up at like 9:30 the next day just so I could drive back to the studio and then work on production stuff.
And you can imagine that that would lead to, you know, unsafe work conditions. Again, was he forced to do this? I guess that's something we would need to find out. Some people just have different work ethics. You know, I don't mind staying up all hours of the night streaming and editing and working on videos. Kind of hard when I'm in the middle of a move.
See?
But different work ethics include different things.
That's right.
And so if I had like a crazy work ethic and I was up all night, you know, editing and working on videos, I can't blame YouTube saying like, you guys forced me to stay up. The next morning I had to wake up early and go to work or something. So that's just kind of,
I'm saying?
You know, skill issue. No, I'm kidding. It's not a skill issue. It's just more or less, that's something that you'd have to kind of confirm if Jimmy forced you to do all this stuff, or that's just how your timing of things happen to line up. While it's unfortunate you were, you know, staying up that late.
Listen, if I work hard, I'm gonna assume you work hard. If I'm a guy that's doing extra work, I'm probably gonna be like, man, everybody around me is doing the same thing because we're getting a result. We're getting things done. But I'm also gonna be conscious that, man, I do way more than you guys because I'm the head of the clan. But to think that you see Jimmy flying. Yo, you ever seen MrBeast? MrBeast be jumping on a plane to go do a video while he's doing a 30-day video while he has another challenge. Like, come on, are you serious? This Cam Nugget is on to something. Listen to Cam Nugget. I don't know much about this kid. I don't even follow him, as you can see. Do I? Yeah, I'm subscribed to Cam Nugget. No, I'm not even subscribed to Cam Nugget, but he just got my subscribe on a live. Look at that. I'm subscribing right in front of all you guys because I'm not a hypocrite. This guy, he got me. He got me right there. Even though he's talking about what's that kid's name? Dog Pack. I like Dog Pack, but he's right about what he's saying right there. Because he's just like us. Like, come on. It's 6:20 in the morning. I don't know where you at in the world, chat, but we still up.
That's not really something I can blame on Jimmy or MrBeast. Now, I watched this video on stream, and another point that was kind of interesting in this video was he talks about in 2020 there was a time where people were being given Adderall. The employees of the MrBeast company.
That's a strong allegation there.
Adderall keeps you awake. It keeps you moving.
Yeah, that's a drug.
Summer of 2020, it might have been fall, where Adderall was being passed around the company, and there were higher up employees that were offering it to other employees just so they could work all night and edit videos all night. So that way they could like stop complaining and stop sleeping. And it was investigated internally within the company, but how far does that go? It's like that's.
I don't see the joke.
It did nothing. That? Like this whole thing lasted like a week. I remember James Warren had to be pulled out of the company story.
I feel like he's just regurgitating a whole bunch of stuff that was said by other people because he said right there a lot. He paraphrased a lot of stuff that girl, the surprise TV girl, BJ Investigates, and a lot of things that Jake Weddle said. I guarantee you. I have the videos there to prove it. This guy right here is regurgitating stuff, even though he worked there. I feel like maybe he didn't have the impacting experience that Jake Weddle had, so he wants to make his being hired and fired relevant. But if we count how many people were hired and fired at MrBeast just in the last month, I guarantee you the numbers must be staggering. A company that works the way they do, I guarantee you they hire and fire people like nothing. Because you have to remember, you have to try to fit personalities with people who are already there. You're telling me you're gonna be running whatever Forever 21 or a Burger King, whatever retail, right, or production company, and you're gonna have a team that's productive, and you're gonna bring this one new hire that you don't know nothing about, and they're gonna rattle the dog cage, get some people upset, and even slow down the production, and you're gonna keep that person. This is this guy right here. This guy right here is the guy that you brought in to the core. This is like, think about the Lakers. You got LeBron, you got all the dope guys, right? You got Anthony Davis, you got all the crazy starters, right? And then you bring in this one random guy, right? And then he's just like, nah, because Anthony Davis doesn't pass me the ball. He always like wants to dunk it. And then every time that I'm gonna go for a layup, LeBron asks me to pass it to him, and I gotta pass it to him. And then the coach is not being fair. He's always telling me to pass it to LeBron. Like, that's what you're gonna get. So what do? Do you accommodate the new guy? Or do you get rid of the new guy and then just get another guy that fits into the piece? You could try to fit a square piece into a circle. Or you could get a circle and throw it away. Well, throw the square piece away and get you a circle piece and just slide right in. So this guy right here is a guy who got fired, and he could have spoke about it, because this is a big question I have myself. If he was fired when he says he was fired, which was like in 2021, if I recall correctly, I might be wrong, but 2021, somewhere around there. It is 2024. My man, you're like 3 years late, and I guarantee you're only talking because Jake Weddle, and of course, people are gonna crucify me for that comment right there. They're gonna be like, "Oh my God, but Chichi, you know I mean, they didn't have the courage to speak, and you gotta understand that it was because of Dog Pack that they all got the courage to speak." But my thing still is, there's nothing original about his story. His story only has some like things that we never heard before, and then the rest is just stuff we already heard. The Adderall we heard about. We heard about that James Warren guy. We heard about him being fired and being placed in another company. We heard all of this before this guy right here. And that's what I'm saying. Let's process of elimination. I'm not saying I know anything. I do not know anything. I'm the expert of nothing. I have no knowledge of anything. I'm just a guy who is a fan of MrBeast. Nothing has changed for me. And I'm just like intrigued that people have something to say about MrBeast. People always want to take down the giants. That's the way it is. You got Coca-Cola, you got somebody trying to take down Coca-Cola. You got Nike, you got somebody trying to take down Nike. You got MrBeast, and you got somebody trying to take him down. Now, am I going to listen to everybody? I will. Am I going to make a comment like all these clout chasers have been doing, that everybody wants to jump in and make an opinion? Cam Nugget, he cool. Cam Nugget talks, let him rock. You get Jake Weddle. You got to let Jake Weddle dig his own grave. And then you got Dawson, a.k.a. Dog Pack. And then you got the surprise TV girl, BJ Investigates. She could talk too, I think Upper Echelon has some opinions, but Upper Echelon is more like an investigator other than like whistleblowers. But this guy is not a whistleblower. He's not blowing no whistles. He hasn't blown any, unless he's blowing their whistle. And I thought he would have some original story. The Adderall story, that's not original. Come on, my man. That's so dead.
For like a week, and then the next week he was right back in. That's an employee. I believe that's one of James Warren's friends named Devin Leach, and that's him admitting right there that like he is part of the crew that's passing around Adderall in the company. And by the way, in that message, John Smith is Jimmy, and it's funny that my proof of that being Jimmy is this message that I found where he sent an article of his wiki feed confirming that that's him. Yes.
Right.
Right, Adderall is used to treat attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD. It works by changing the amounts of certain natural substances in the brain. It belongs to a class of drugs known as stimulants, which increases your ability to pay attention, stay focused, and control behavior problems, right? So somebody, if this is true, was on the MrBeast team. You know, they had their little pill bottle and they crack it open, they're walking around. You want one?
I could only imagine that. That is
like
so
they're handing out
crazy.
samples. You know, they're handing out samples for the Beastables bar.
That's
they
a
just
big
have a little
allegation,
Adderall
man.
tucked in right inside. You know, like when you feed a dog, you slip a little pill in there. Say, here you go. Get back to work. We've got some videos to work on again.
Oh my God, that kid could be sued for defamation. Even though he showed that text message, it's still an allegation, people, against a guy with more money than, I want to say God, but I don't want to offend nobody.
These are allegations. I don't know if that's happening. I do think it lines up with other things we heard about from one of the dog pack videos. He mentioned,
don't do drugs.
you know, they were being given Adderall at the team. Now, for the record, it says from this site called The Checkup by Single Care. Again, do your own research and look into this. Don't just trust me blindly. But it does say Adderall is available via prescription from primary care physicians, nurse practitioners, neurologists, or psychiatrists. But determining whether someone needs it is challenging, and because it's a controlled substance. So if these allegations are true,
see what I'm saying? Allegations.
The WikiFeet account in there is actually MrBeast.
That could be anybody. First of all, that's an allegation, and anybody could have sent a WikiFeet of MrBeast. Just because it says his name and it's a WikiFeet to him doesn't mean that the person named John Smith is him. In no way is that a way of admitting it. That could be anybody. I could have sent that, and what they're gonna say was John Smith. I mean, Chichimeds is MrBeast. Like, nah, man, there
is a trading of controlled substances.
That's crazy.
One person is getting it prescribed and it's being handed out to the team. There's no way that you can buy Adderall in bulk and give it to your team legally, right?
Yeah.
It's why it is such a difficult drug to get. So not
it's
only are we
difficult
dabbling in a bit of unhealthy work conditions, there's possibly undercover drug exchanges going on, right? Now, they like to joke and just say, you know, it's just giving Adderall. We're just giving these guys a little Adderall. It's like buying your friend a Monster because he needs a little energy. No, this is completely different once you're adding in a controlled substance. Pray this guy to be true, because this is a very dangerous claim once again. You know, I'm not...
And I'm going to say something. If they were handing out Adderall and all that shit, why nobody ended up in the hospital? Why nobody died? Why? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a strong allegation that motherfuckers was dumping drugs into their employees to get better results. Sounds crazy. Maybe that there was Adderall passed around their own little small clique. That's different. And that you saw and you were mad they didn't give you one, that I could see you talking shit. But that they were handing out to, I could only imagine how big the MrBeast staff has to be.
I'm not accusing him of anything. He's showing screenshots. That's what we like. We like to see screenshots and allegations and like evidence to back up the allegations. But talking about, you know, a company engaging in giving away controlled substances to people without prescriptions, without legal medical advisors and whatnot is very dangerous. Now, a little later in the video, he talks about the LaCoya Hill situation. And if you guys remember the dog pack video, it was the guy who was accused of SAing people in the company, whether it was his assistant.
That's
and
another
some
strong
straight
allegation,
people.
guys. I have to warn you, it's about to get crazy. And I'm a MrBeast lover. I mean, I admire the philanthropy, the way this kid has scaled his business from day one, like all by himself, all pure talent. So it's gonna get ugly, guys. This is gonna stop being Disney and it's gonna stop being Nickelodeon for a second, and it's gonna go into HBO and possibly possibly dark web shit.
Doing things with this gay man. But again, LaKoya Hill was someone who worked in the adult film industry or the adult industry and just ended up coming over to the MrBeast team and then like moving around between
I'm sure he didn't come directly from the adult industry to the MrBeast team. I'm pretty sure there's some way this is being inflated. I'm sure this guy at some point in his past might have been someone who worked in that industry as a promoter, whatever, you know. And hey, listen, we cannot judge people based on their past. If we judge people based on their past, there's a lot of people who have done some nasty stuff. You understand? We have to, and then that would be so hypocritical, because then that would mean that we do not believe that people could change. And that is wrong. Because if you were a person that was doing something wrong and you were caught, whether it is something benign like taking somebody's pencil, you know that you would be apologetic and you wouldn't do it again. And you would possibly change. You're a person who's always late and you're about to get fired and they tell you that's your last warning, you will possibly change. And nobody could say, oh, well, you were late twice. I know you're not going to change. I'm going to fire you. Or even 3 times and cut you slack and not even write you up that last time. What I'm saying is people can change. So let's keep that part of the mind open, that maybe LaKoya Hill worked that shit in the past and maybe he wanted to change a lead. Maybe he has a kid. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could... Listen, when you change, yesterday you were the thing that you were changing from. Maybe even before yesterday, maybe even last week. But it ain't gonna be like, yo, I changed. And then that's it. People forget about it. So LaKoya Hill is trying to change. And that's a big change. To go from there to the MrBeast. That's a big cleanup. Let's not look at it like, oh my God, he's bringing all the sex stuff to MrBeast. Let's be rational. Let's not let people guide you with the information. Take the information and tell people, hold up, let me look at it. All right, let me look at it. He worked in that industry and now he works for MrBeast. That's a fucking graduation. He has elevated. If a porn star starts working in a movie, what? She's not allowed to be a... How many porn stars haven't become regular actresses? You understand what I'm saying? So because she was a porn star, she shouldn't be a regular actress? Because Kamala Harris used to hang out with Montel Williams, and she would be appearing on red carpets with different celebrities, and she's the vice president of the world. So let's just consider for a second, right? For a second, that people can change. And that just because you did something, it doesn't mean that you cannot want to be something else. Maybe you don't want to do that no more. Maybe you're tired of being up all night and doing drugs and being with people who like that life, and you don't like that life anymore. It can possibly happen. So guys, he's going to say some stuff, and it's ugly. But let's remember that yesterday is yesterday, and if you decided to stop being a certain way, stop getting to work late, stop wearing black pants, stop wearing colorful clothes, it would have to be yesterday, the first day that you stopped doing it. So even if LaKoya Hill stopped working there, even if it was last week, he decided to work for MrBeast, not for that. Obviously, it's a better career. Let's not knock him because he has a better career, because that would, you know, I know there's some allegations about some crazy stuff, and I'm gonna prepare you, but like I said, those are allegations. The facts are, he did work in that place, he did work in that industry, and now he doesn't. That's a fact.
A bunch of different companies that Mr. Yates here had firsthand experience with.
Yes, I talked a lot.
Well, I didn't know that part.
With LaKoya when I was at MrBeast. When the sexual assault allegations or accusations started in 2021, it was announced in the company that LaKoya was taking a family leave, and that family leave occurred for a month. And then someone messaged me, and I don't remember if it was Ava, I don't remember if it was Carl or someone, but someone messaged me and they gave me the tip of, hey, LaKoya's not been on family leave for a month. He got caught sexually assaulting his assistant. And I was like, what the fuck?
Wow.
He took his leave July, and then it was confirmed that
Well, okay, guys, maybe I might be wrong. Who knows? Hey, listen, I'm trying to keep an open mind, but that's a strong allegation.
happened in like August of 2021. And the tweet that I posted the other day was also, you know, it didn't like confirm my knowledge of the sexual assault allegations or anything, although, you know, there's messages of that too. It just added more info about like how things are run in the company.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's about it. There's a lot of interesting details in this video. Again, the more and more MrBeast, like former employees, start to come out, and more stories I feel are going to collaborate and whatnot, and it's always better to get more and more evidence, proof, whatever the case may be. I'm going to make a guess here that Trey Yates is one of the people who reached out to Dogpack. I really wish he would have included this guy, Trey Yates, in his part 2.5 video. I really feel like it would have avoided a lot of the speculation and a lot of the people who were against the video if Trey Yates would have just been like, yeah, I'm the face, I'm willing to speak and tell my story, compared to waiting like a week until after that video dropped to come out. But hey, he's come out, so we can finally put a face to one of the MrBeast sources who was a part of the team from like the years prior, before Dogpack decided to make his new videos, because he wasn't working at the Beast team during that time. So to have people who did work there actually come out and talk about it is interesting, and I'm glad it's happening. And, you know, it adds a little bit of credibility to the LaKoya Hill stuff. Again, we can't 100% confirm that's what happened. Again, it's all just like talkings and ramblings from inside the company, as LaKoya was never charged, or he didn't go to prison or serve any time for any of these claims. You know, same with a lot of the other stuff in the video. Some pretty serious claims, especially the Adderall one, which is a felony, literally illegal if that was true. Again, these are all allegations. We just like listening to people's stories and talking about them, commentating over them. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please go check out the original video. Please go check out The Asher Show. Please go check out Trey Yates. Go support them. Go show some love to all these creators, because they are coming out with their stories. They're talking, I'm talking, we're all getting the ball rolling and looking at new things as they come out every day. And you know, if you aren't on my side, that's fine. I don't blame you. You know, there are plenty of other creators out there that are giving the other side of things. You know, go check out someone like Lyrics or Nicholas Diorio. You know, no hate towards them. Just saying, if you're not a fan of what I'm saying, you might like them, okay? So, peace out, my friends. Like,
wow,
ladies and gentlemen, Dogpack404, a friend of the channel, someone that we've been covering extensively, who's been doing the videos about MrBeast being a fraud, being a sociopath, and he recently put out a third video about the secret CEO, which made some pretty crazy accusations that he said were backed up by people that he couldn't quite reveal and that he was looking into. I did coverage on the video saying that personally I think it was one of his weaker videos. A lot of you guys didn't like my opinion on it.
10 days ago. I'm good. Alright, guys, that wraps up today's live, and thank you guys for stopping by, man. I had to, you know, it's crazy that this is what started me, because the same way that everything that got me hype was the whole MrBeast thing, this is what got me started with the like live podcasting and the reactions. It was trying to get to the bottom of this, because I mean, I'm still not satisfied, you know, but I still, my opinion has not been swayed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel any different about MrBeast than I did before all of these allegations started. But now I'm questioning, like, to what extent are things being exaggerated? And, of course, some of these are disgruntled employees that just want to get the clout that they couldn't achieve being an employee. but there's a lot of things that were said that were very nasty and very ugly, and it has to be addressed. I feel that the best way to address things like this is you have to go into your company, you have to have a meeting, you have to talk about these things, and you have to put all these videos. The same way I have a playlist with all these videos, they should have a playlist with all these videos at the MrBeast corporate, and they should bring in every single person who's been named in these videos, and crisis management should take and assess the whole situation. Me personally, I think that some people will be getting let go, not relocated, not put into other corporations, not put into umbrella or straw corporations. They're just gonna be let go. Maybe a severance pay, because you can't be that crazy, but let go. This is I'm gonna give you this money, and it's like you ever seen 300 when they grab the little kid and they take him to the woods and they give him a stick and they're like, boom, you survive, you could come back. In this case, don't come back. You know what I'm saying? This is your money. Go. Don't ever mention the MrBeast brand, because you will be sued. Don't ever speak about your experience. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, so a lot of people, you got to remember that this is something I didn't think about. I thought about it now while I was watching that dude talking. And it's like, you know that there's people who probably deliberately, just like there's trolls, just like there's people who go out and do stupid things to go viral, there's probably people who target MrBeast to get hired, knowing damn well they cannot do the job, knowing damn or no, wait, stop. That would make it easy for you to argue. What if they could do the job, but they're also super big fans and they're a little tweaky, kind of like Jake Weddle and like that other dude we just saw right now, the Yates kid. Now, they might be tweaky just like them, you know, a little off-putting and shit. Just something off, you know what I'm saying? That kid that you always standing around, you always looking at the floor and shit. And you always tell him something and he starts a whole fresh conversation out of nowhere. Those are this motherfuckers right here. So when motherfuckers like this, they target you. They target you. It's like they start an argument with you so you could fight them, and then everybody look at them like they the victim. This is done, but on a bigger scale. They want to be victims. So they go and they do it. They know they got the skills to back it up. They know MrBeast is going to hire them. They know they can edit their asses off. But they're broken inside. And their goal is to nobody in their atmosphere, wherever they live, they're nobodies. Nobody gives a shit about these kids. I guarantee you, Jake Weddle was a somebody in North Carolina, he wouldn't still be in New York. You get what I'm saying? He could say all the shit he want to say. That is the place of dreams, and you could do all the stand-up and whatever. Listen, I moved to Miami. And I tried to stay out there for like 8 months, and I was like super young in those days, like 21, 22. And that's the time that you would take any bullshit and you'd be like, fuck, I'm running with it. And I didn't even stay in Miami. Jake Weddle, he's kind of that young. So for him to come to New York and stay in New York because he found something here that he liked. You understand what I'm saying? And what he found here is that people talk back to him. In North Carolina, he's corny. Nobody cares. MrBeast gave him, if you look at him in the videos, in the in the MrBeast videos, you see he acts awkward. He's kind of like, you know, like, yo, just watch the video with that girl, the surprise TV girl, the BJ investigates. My G, my chat, my broke billionaires. You guys are my broke billionaires. Listen, you guys are the smartest. If you chose me as an influencer, you are very smart, because I'm not that dumb. This guy right here, Jake Weddle, you have to see him acting with BJ Undercover, with BJ Investigates. This guy is really off it. And then you add that to a challenge, you're going to break him more. You know what I'm saying? So him, it's like you don't give a schizophrenic person LSD. You know what I'm saying? Not that anybody knows what that is, but it's a drug, and it's a hallucinogen drug, and you wouldn't give it to somebody who suffers from multiple personality disorder, because it could induce, I mean, you're already going to be suffering states of schizophrenia while on the drug, because you will be talking to things that aren't there. So imagine giving that to a person who suffers from that without the drug. You understand what I'm saying? Like normally, naturally, that's their brain is just chemically imbalanced. That's what Jake Weddle is. Jake Weddle is a kid who's unstable in some kind of ways. We don't know, because I'm not a doctor, and put him in a challenge, and he's not gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna make it. I'm not saying he's weak-minded or anything. I'm just saying you could tell he's not all there. It's okay. It's okay. That's his personality. It makes him who he is. You know what I'm saying? I lack emotion. That's what makes me me. I'm the opposite. I don't have those reactions. I'm a little more colder with it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people be like, "Oh, yo, you mad?" Like, why? And they're like, "Nah, you just look mad." No, I'm not mad. Why would I be mad? Like, why are you asking me that? You know, so he's more like, oh, and he's more animated. I was watching him, and he's super animated. Like, this guy, like, he'll say something about a MacBook. He'll make the hand gestures of like typing. Like, he's extremely animated. So I can tell that he's one of those guys that you can't walk 2 blocks with, because he's gonna be like doing some shit that you're gonna be like, yo, my man. Well, at least not in New York. New York, you walk in the hood with that dude, he's gonna antagonize the wrong guy. You know what I'm saying? They just be dudes that be bored. Like, the hood is full of dudes that's bored. When you broke and you got no job and you got nothing to do, you're bored. You know what I'm saying? You see a Jake Weddle type, a little too like animated, it's gonna piss you off. You're gonna be annoyed by this kid real fast. After I don't know how she lasted that long on the interview. I got nothing against the kid. Listen, I would love to meet him. We'll interview him. We'll bring him into Chop Cheese Media. We'll give him a full 1-hour interview, because, and even though that's wrong, because to interview the person who's talking shit about the alleged person who's being alleged of things that they did is a little crazy, because everybody got shit to say. He could just be shit to say, but he hints the type of person that would annoy you after an hour. You know what I'm saying? And he's gonna say a couple of things that you're gonna be like, yo, bro, you should that's insensitive. You shouldn't say that. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, you know, I would urge you watch that BJ Investigates interview with Jake Weddle so you could get a feel of the character. And then Dog Pack 404, another guy that, you know, questionable too, but he's spitting some game. You know, I mean, I don't want to judge him based on his character, because he's, you know, the fact that he's from New York was the fact that I was like, wait, let me listen to what you're saying. You work for MrBeast? Because, you know, that's my dream, to work for MrBeast. But then again, you know, I gotta say, you know, we're probably not in the same stages of life. You know what I'm saying? I'm more of an entrepreneurial path. You know, maybe I'll work collaborative with him, just like any other, like Mark Rubin, any other influencer has, KSI, Logan Paul, and everybody who's worked with him, Kai Sennett and I Show Speed. Those things are possible, but to be his employee, that's tough, because you have to remember that this guy's the number one for a reason. There's a way that he works. There's a discipline in that team. There's something that they all have that there's no need to teach a person, because you either come with that ambition equipped on you, or you can't whip it into a person. You can't make a punch buggy go as fast as a Lamborghini. You can't grab a regular donkey and make it run like a black stallion. Those things are not possible. You could grab a black stallion and teach it how to go as fast as another black stallion, and you could grab a Lamborghini and maybe fix it up so it could go faster than another Lamborghini. But I don't think that you could grab a Honda Civic and make it go as fast as a Ferrari. If you get what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't want to offend nobody. I'm not trying to say nothing. I'm just trying to say that there's a work discipline that was not really visible in Mr. Yates. And you could tell by the way his reaction was to a couple of extra hours or even working holidays and weekends. This guy was not thrilled to be at the place he was supposed to be thrilled to be at because he was at the MrBeast headquarters. My man. Are you fucking kidding me? But hey, I digress from my point. There are other allegations people are going to hide behind, but I don't think he was involved in any of the allegations that he claims that other people were going through. Other people that told him about it, he never experienced them. So him speaking for himself, only complaints he has is that he was offered too many hours. He was offered to work weekends. Pretty much they were throwing the money at him and he didn't care about that because he was too mad. Or was it Jake Weddle that was mad that they couldn't play games? Oh, they didn't take me to the movies and to eat at Chuck E. Cheese. Listen, I don't work in I'm probably the guy at the company that people be like, yo, we're going to go out for a beer at the bar. And I'm like, and they're like, no, come on, yo. And I'll go. I might not get drunk with you. I might not even drink. I might have a ginger ale, but I will eat the food with you and we'll have a chat, and you guys are probably gonna talk me into like a drink or something, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm trying to say is he's mad that they didn't make him one of the boys and he's a hater. Not Cam Nugget. I don't want you guys looking at Cam Nugget and thinking I'm talking about Cam
Former
Nugget.
MrBeast employee has come out.
This guy right here, this fucking guy, because
with another.
It was definitely not Cam Nugget, Cam Nugget, this fucking guy right here, because come on, guy. If it would have been me, man, and it's the cheat challenge and we fly this guy over and this guy gets paid for like 3 weeks of work and he does this bullshit, are you fucking kidding me? And then he goes on YouTube and talks shit about us? Are you fucking kidding me? Just think about that for a second. Put yourself in MrBeast's shoes. You know what I'm saying? He's alleging drug shit. He's alleging sexual things. He's alleging a whole lot of shit that he heard in another video. But the shit he's really, really involved in is stupid shit. Like, he didn't want to work. He was insubordinate. He was lazy. He didn't want to do the extra hours. And after he was in North Carolina, he was mad that they wanted him to work and they only talked about work at work. So, that being said, guys, the original links to all these videos are in the description. Feel free to watch the whole videos yourself without me talking shit all over them, because that's probably the biggest problem. Everybody's like, yo, you always talking shit. I know. That's why the fuck I do this shit, because I talk a lot of shit. So I come on here because this is the only place that talking shit is actually respected. So that's my opinion on this shit. Probably this is the longest YouTube ever. I was actually not even going to turn this shit off. I was just going to go get coffee and come right the fuck back. But you know what? I'm going to be considerate because I'm not Kai Senate and shit. We can't stream for 24 hours. So I'm going to be considerate. But I can just grab right here, boom, and the camera could be my phone. I could just go outside and chat with you guys. But we're not going to do that because I got to walk my dog and that's going to take like an hour and shit. But I'm probably going to come back and I got to go to sleep. So after I go to sleep and all that stuff and I come back, we probably going to do some more of these, guys. So chat, be prepared. This is the new stuff we're doing. These are called reaction videos. The Cheat Challenge reactions, powered by Chop Cheese Media, powered by Chichi Meds. You already know Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, the big dog, YouTube themselves, and of course, Go Live. So guys, just follow all the links. You already know what's up. Chichi Meds from the BX, and subscribe, like, share, drop a comment below what you want me to review. You guys, you the chat. You're the ones that tell me what to do, and I go out there and I'll fuck this shit up, man. I'll come back with try to come back with some real concise situations. You know what I'm saying? Now, don't fucking expect me to do some crazy documentary shit. I hardly even know what I'm doing right now. But I will find some real interesting shit. If you tell me, yo, there's this shit going on, I'm gonna be wrapped up in it. I'm gonna be like, man, what the fuck are they talking about? What the chat's talking about? Chat said this, so I'll go check that shit out. So chat, you already know. Chichimes from the BX. There is a challenge that I just put up, riding a tiny e-bike through the KFC drive-through in I should have watched that with y'all. But I feel cringe to watch my own videos. So you guys watch it on your own time. Drop a comment below if you want me to do a different challenge. And you already know, guys, Chichimes from the BX. We coming stronger than ever. Going viral on Instagram. Let's go viral here. And guys, go follow me on Instagram. It is the Cheat Challenge, just like on the channel. That's the main channel, guys. And stick around. It gets better. Soon we're going to start the giveaways and giving away stuff. So remember to subscribe to all the channels. Chop Cheese. You see them right there. You see them on the screen. Look over there. Over there. Look. Over there. Yeah. Over there. Yeah. On the corner. Underneath the TikTok logo. Yeah. Chop Cheese. Chichi Meds. You see on top over there in the red that you can hardly see it above Archer's head right here. He looked like real life Archer right here, the cartoon character. So Archer over here above his head, the Chi Challenge. The THE Chi, caring humble individual challenge. All right, guys. I fucking love you guys. You guys are the reason. And this right here is my cousin. R.I.P. MFM. You already know. Money Flip Masters. And we doing this because of him. He didn't go in vain. And guys, his energy is here with us right now. MFM. You already know. R.I.P. Casper. Let's go. The channel is blowing up. Soon the giveaways will begin. Guys, the links for this stuff is in the description. Not only that, but the link to the Meta Ray-Bans. So if you want some Meta Ray-Bans so you could just capture life. Life is so much more interesting when you don't have to pull your phone out of your pocket to take a picture. All you got to do is click the little arm on the glasses and it will snap a picture. You hold the button and it will record a video, and you can set the length of the video in its own app. It's called the Meta View. You go into Meta View, you could change the length of the video, and you grab that video and you could do whatever you like. And they do not pay me to tell you this, but you know what? I like dope technology, and I like everybody to know about dope technology. And when something works for me, I want it to work for you. Just like the Ultra. This one right here, I'm going to start putting the link for this in all the descriptions, because the Ultra 2 is the best watch you're going to have in your life. I'm going to tell you that right now. Every other watch is just a watch that just, you know, you could check your messages and everything. But this one, Dick Tracy. You're doing all the Dick Tracy shit. You just talk right into it, does everything. Dick Tracy. And with the new AI operating system 17, it got all types of stuff. Guys, link in the description. Thank you for stopping by, everybody. If you are still up with me from yesterday, it's time to go to sleep. I'm going to go walk my dog, and then I'm going to take a nap. But you go to sleep. Sleep is important. You already know, guys. I fucking love you guys. Chichimes from the BX. Chop Cheese Media. Every other Thursday. Not this Thursday. Next Thursday. iHeartRadio. Party 101.9. The Matrix Studios. YouTube. We always go live. You already know, 3 p.m. Chop Cheese Media. And we're going to do this, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how to gauge this. So we're probably going to do one every day. I don't know. I don't know if you're supposed to do one every week or something, but we're going to do one every day. Maybe nobody's doing one every day. And if we do one every day, maybe we'll break a record or some shit. We got to find out if there's a world record for that. Alexa, what is the world record for streaming daily?
From Gamer.com. Coincidentally, another Twitch streamer named Giant Waffle sought out to break the record of 570 hours at the beginning of the month by streaming for 19 hours every day in November.
19 hours every day in November. Wow. We got to break that record, chat. I'm going to figure out how we could just go live for like a whole month. You guys are going to have to put up with a lot of stuff, though. We'll just put it in the right here in the bedroom. So that way, if I go to the bathroom or the kitchen, you guys don't gotta deal with that. But you're just gonna be here by yourself for a little bit. That's all. But other than that, we be good. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to figure out how to like with the OBS like remote the video to like my phone, and then that way I could just grab boom and walk away with it, and then we could just keep the chat going. But my goal is to go stream straight 30 days. So if you guys are with the shits, you already know. Leave your comments on the bottom of this description, and we'll see how we figure this out. Right now, I'm trying to figure out where the cameras will be placed, and that's about it. We probably need 2 computers. That's it, or maybe just one computer. One computer, and OBS has the capability of adding little, and we could just put the phone on one of them, or yeah, that's perfect. Anyway, guys, have a good one. Good morning. And happy Sunday. You already know. It is what it is. Have a good one. Thank you so much for stopping by, guys. I love you. Thank you for hanging out. You guys are the best. Wherever you are on Twitch, if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, if you're on... That's it. Peace. Oh, wait.